Let's go. All right.
Let's get it.
What's up, boys? Welcome back to the long anticipated next episode of Dancing for Architecture. Frick yeah, podcast time. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, a nice
All right.
intro.
Yeah. All right. What's up? How y'all doing? So like, do I introduce myself? Is that like?
Do
that a
what you
thing?
want.
Yes.
All right. So my name's Chris.
Are you saying
Oh.
you haven't been listening to the other episodes and you don't know how the structure works?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Like most guests.
Because you know what? I'm gonna be
Cringe.
honest. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really listen to podcasts. I don't. I
That's
can't.
fair,
I can't do
that's
it because
fair.
I have a really hard time focusing on them. So I'm fine being
See,
here.
I don't listen to podcasts either.
Yeah, respect, bro.
I barely listen to our
Being a
own,
podcast.
except for when we edit it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, like I can't convince myself to stay committed to podcasts. Like there were like 2 podcasts that I listened to, but it was more just because I was just like my favorite YouTuber just kind of left YouTube and he was like, I'm doing podcasts now. So I was just like, this is the only way I get to like see what he's doing. So that was the only reason I really listened to those podcasts. But
Yep.
yeah, I can't if I'm gonna sit down and listen to something that's an hour and a half long, I'd rather just listen to 2 albums. Like,
Yeah.
straight up.
Exactly, just back to back. Yeah. So.
But
Or-
yeah,
or-
who are you, sir?
Oh right. Yeah. All right. So my name's Chris. I know Mal outside of the podcast. Assuming, I mean, like I don't know how I know him in the podcast because I've never been here. But but you know, I just thought
You
that
don't even listen to the podcast.
right. Like I'm a fake. I never said I was a. I'm a fake. What is this? A guest. There we go. That's the word.
Human.
Human. I am not human. I am.
You just
above
aren't
the
you just
plane
aren't
of
real,
mortals. Right?
You're just
Yeah.
a figment of Mal's
For
and
practical
imagination.
for practical reasons, I do not exist. I am simply an advanced AI project Mal's been working on. That's why
Yeah.
half the stuff I say makes no sense.
That's
Yeah.
valid.
You don't have to do me like that, bro.
I mean, if
Yeah,
well, you haven't listened to the podcast, but everything I say makes no sense on
Yeah,
this
but everything I
podcast.
say makes no sense either. I think that's why we get along.
See,
but, yeah,
nothing makes sense until we start talking about the music. Then
Nothing-
apparently it makes perfect sense, but then we go back to nonsense immediately after.
So, oh yeah, who am I? My name is Chris. I like music. I like making music. I like listening to music. Although I'm not as cool as these two guys when it comes to like how eclectic my taste is. I'd say that there's some variation here and there. Mal, can you back me up on that? Yeah, yay or nay?
So, like, he doesn't give himself enough credit for this, but, like, I'm pretty sure Chris introduced me to most of the rock I know until I met Ryan. And so, like, both of you guys are collectively introduced me to, like,
Yo, Ryan, internet daps, yay or nay?
Perhaps.
Okay, I just dapped you up. I don't know. Do what you
Alright,
want with that
cool.
information. Yeah. Do you reciprocate?
All right, cool.
hey, yo.
You know what? This
We'll
is
leave-
weird.
We'll say it's a Schrodinger's dap. Let's say it's a Schrodinger's dap.
Yeah.
Let's
The
just
Schrodinger's
leave
dap.
it at that. What all do you play? What are the instruments you play?
Oh.
What sort of plinkety plinks do you
Plinkety
make?
plinkety. I guitar, vocals, bass, some keys. I'm not Mal level nice, but this person that plays their piano sweat told me I'm good just because I explained extensions to them. So I think I cheated the system. Because all the classical
Hey.
nerds that don't know anything about theory but just know about how to read notes off a page think I'm a god. Because I'm like, by the way, you can
No,
add an
that's so
extra note to your
true.
chords. Whoa! You can add another note too. Whoa! You can change the notes you add so you can make
You
it
can
extra
sharpen your
spicy.
notes, you can flat your notes.
You can flatten your notes.
Classical players are literally Emmett from the Lego Movie.
For real, bro. There's like I love them. They have their part to play, but the thing is that's all they do. They just have a part to play. They don't really do anything else. It's just kind of like, bro.
I am an automaton.
explore,
Shout out to
right?
classical players, but
Shout
y'all
out
need
to
to
y'all.
expand your horizons, bro.
Y'all need to do something, bro. Like, and
As someone who plays a little bit of classical piano, I can say that this is 100% true. The main reason that I know theory is because I didn't start as a classical pianist.
Exactly, bro. Like, I know people are like, well, you're so good at piano. I'm like, my dexterity on piano is trash. I know a couple of chords, by nature, and I know the extensions because I can just hear them. But like all the theory, people like that think I'm nice at piano. It's just applying theory I learned for guitar or bass or whatever, or just in general, to be honest, and applying it to piano. And just messing around. Like, I know that I'm messing around at a key, and if I want to make things spicy, I can flatten the 6 as I move into it.
Spicy.
Ooh, spice. It's just like it's not that crazy. But I guess it is. I don't know. I got excited.
Do you want to introduce us to the link of the day?
Link of the day.
Before
like,
we get
do
too
I,
sidetracked?
Too side. That's before we get too sidetracked. All right, bro. Link of the day.
That's
All right.
funny.
So
this is gonna be 2-hour episode.
It's honestly, you said a short video. I don't really know the definition of short, so I gave you a 5-second, like, yeah, it's a meme. I guess
You don't have to tell people what exactly it is.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds.
Like you just have to describe it.
Oh, describe
it's 5
it.
seconds.
Oh, so y'all know that dude with like the diamond shark teeth with the MTV hat. My man goes to blow. Like he looked like a chain chomp. My man goes to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. Ha 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 ha. Right. So then you take that guy, and then before he says the rest of it, my main goal is to blow up, and it just cuts to that one Daft Punk video where they just blow up in a desert. That's it.
Oh, I forgot that was the Daft Punk video.
Yeah.
I just saw it and I was just like an explosion. And then I was like, but now that you say it's the Daft Punk thing, I'm just like, dang, that's so true. But it says a lot about the philosophies of this album. I think their main goal is to blow up, according to the lyrics.
According to the lyrics. I mean, did you read the lyrics, bro?
Yeah, this is the first time I've actually had the lyrics in front of me while I've been listening through an album
and the
for
thing
the
is,
entire
yeah,
podcast.
Because, the mixing job on this album for the vocals was kind of trash. You can't hear what they're saying half the time. It's really
buried,
bad.
Bro.
But
there was one...
But it adds to the ambiance of the album, though.
Yeah, it's like, it does my heart so good to... Oh, well, do you want to introduce the album before we start talking about it as much as we have been?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so...
Yeah, what are we listening to?
We're listening to... It's an album that a sister of a mutual friend of Malachi and I introduced to him, that friend, and then they introduced it to me. But it's an album called Time Slips Behind Us by this band called Modern Color. I think they're from, like, California or something. I mean, I could check the website, but that's effort.
Yeah, they're from California.
I don't know a lot about them. They don't have much of a following.
Yeah,
they don't have much of a following, and it's sad because I just want them to commit to music 1,000%. Therefore, I can get more and more material, and they can maybe blow up enough to come to the East Coast, and I can see them.
Yeah.
But you never get what you want. That's not how life works. Anyway, Time Slips Behind Us, Modern Color. It's like post, rock. It's got some like, I don't know. It's like kind of some hardcore elements, not too crazy. It's like got nice alternate tunings. So there's some like math rocky elements there. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it.
I was very much noticing that
it bangs. That's it. If you like it, that's great. If not, that's cool too. I mean, you're allowed to have your own opinions. Yeah.
Yeah. Me listening to all of the random rock that I've been listening to, like all of the RYM and Mookcore rock. Now, like, if you had shown me this album like a year ago, I would have been like, what the frick is this? And I would have had no clue how to describe it. But now I'm just like, yes, I can point to post-rock. I can post to the hardcore elements. I can post to the sort of almost shoegazy elements of the album. And fun fact, I actually wrote a copypasta about shoegaze.
Can you read it for us?
Because...
Please?
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Yes, give us the scoop.
Let me read you the shoegaze copypasta that I wrote, because I have a friend that really likes shoegaze. And I was just like, I listened to some shoegaze, and I was just like, okay, what if I just meme on it? And so this is the copypasta that I wrote. My goodness, I hate shoegaze. I absolutely cannot stand it. What a genre of lazy writing and production. There is no dynamic awareness. Every song feels like the same overblown mix of basic guitar playing and TV static. Back in my day, you know what we did when there was TV static?
Turned it off.
We found a channel that worked, or we turned it off. But you youngsters say, turn that up. That's a classic album right there. You have never listened to real music, and honestly, it shows.
It's a concept.
If you want some truly good musicianship, you should listen to Greta Van Fleet. Those guys are finally doing something right.
Hey, yo.
Oh, it's so good. That is so good.
And I really want that to catch enough traction that I start seeing variations on it.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll make it happen.
It's like, oh my goodness, I hate post-rock. I absolutely cannot stand it. What a genre of lazy composition and whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I just freaking... Oh yeah, true. What a lazy genre with no vocals.
No vocals.
Let's get into the first track, Constant.
Oh, so how do we do this?
I like that it's short.
We just
I like
we just
we
play
just
it.
kind of talk about each track.
Oh, sick. So
Yeah.
do I just like pull up the album and listen to it real quick?
you don't
No.
know.
I
I mean,
want,
you-
I want
You
to.
just you can if you want.
Yay! They're all kind of short though. The shortest is In Passing, and that one's just fun. It's an instrumental track.
Bangs. But yeah, it like the beginning is like a calm before the storm. You just like yeah, and then it's just
yeah. The drums kick in.
They just jump in with the blast beat real quick, and I'm
Yes,
just like,
sir.
because I heard that, and I was just like, I'm just used to post rock being like these really really slow builds, but this album is not that.
instant.
And
just
this first
you're in it now.
this first track you can like hear, like it just kind of opens up and it's just like super duper explosive, but then when the sound kind of like thins out a little bit, you can hear like those classic post rock guitar tones and all that good jazz and like, and I was just like, when I heard that I was just like, this feels like home. Like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the greatest post rock I've ever heard. Like
No.
there's a lot of other stuff out there. Like I was getting flashbacks to Death Consciousness this whole time. The Have a Nice Life album. If you haven't listened to that, you should listen to it, Chris.
Noted.
Have you listened to that one?
No, I have not. And yeah, just send me all the recs that you're gonna drop in this entire conversation. Just like DM them to me.
I should get this one out of the way. You should listen to Pink Floyd.
Oh my gosh. Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Oh my god.
I got it. It's a time-honored
Yeah.
tradition, Malachi.
Yeah, we gotta tell. So every single episode, without fail, we have mentioned Pink Floyd, both
Nice.
unintentionally,
And
mostly
intentionally.
unintentionally, and intentionally. Yeah.
It's
Like
all
we
Pink
like
Floyd.
we make
Everything.
parallels.
Yeah.
We make parallels to all of sorts of different albums. Like I generally make parallels to either The Wall or Dark Side of the Moon.
Those
like
yeah. Makes
but
sense.
it always comes back to Pink Floyd on this podcast. Always.
Always.
Yeah. We did an episode, and then ever since, it's just nonstop Pink Floyd reference.
Pink Floyd.
I don't know why, bro.
That's great. Definitely.
Floyd.
But yeah, this was a good opener to the album. I like that it was nice and short. Like I like that this is also like most of the time I feel like post rock albums tend to be a bit more on the pretentious end. So they're like, we can get away with doing these like hour and a half long albums.
No.
But this one's like 34 minutes. It's a
Yeah.
nice crisp album. And it's just like a short start to a short album where it's like I don't think this album could have been any longer.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah,
The longest song is like under 6 minutes.
yeah.
And that one's my favorite off the album because there's some cool metric modulation that they do there.
Yeah, I like how they use feedback too. Like, I'm pretty sure on what was it? One of these tracks, they like do a Doppler effect with the feedback, and I'm just like, yo, feedback's just a whole instrument on this album.
Yeah. Probably Keepsake at the intro. They bleed like also a lot of the tracks bleed into each other, which is really nice. There's some crossfade going on. So like because like
Yeah, I think that's always a good decision.
yeah, like Wool goes directly into Keepsake and they all just bleed into each other. So it feels like the only problem with that sometimes is like it can be a bit difficult differentiating, where one song starts and another one ends, but it kind of that's bad when you're like, yo, which song are you talking about? And you just this one or that one. But it's good in terms of like an overall cohesive project. They all relate to each other in a way that is very pleasant to me personally. I mean, like you don't have to like it again.
Yeah.
You're free to have your whatever. But yeah.
Oh, but Wool. So I'm not gonna lie, I really felt the screams on this one. Like I felt it in my soul,
Yeah.
This was the moment in the album that I pointed and said, "Hey, look, shoegaze." Like
yeah.
that's quite literally like I literally felt like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's just pointing at the TV. Hey, look, guys, it's shoegaze.
Yeah.
Because in at this point for me, shoegaze is just a meme in my mind, and if I recognize anything as shoegaze, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's shoegaze. But I think that the kind of shoegazy guitar tones on this track really complement the heavier elements. Like I like that it takes a second to just kind of calm down out of the first track.
Yeah.
And say what you want about the lyrics of this record, but they did a great job of pairing the lyrics with the music surrounding it.
Yes.
And this has one of the first great examples of that on the album. When he says "I slip again," the track slows down as if he's like, okay, like this is a point where he's like slipping into some mental state or whatever, and the world slows down around him. So, like, again, like having read the lyrics, like the lyrics on their own aren't the greatest thing ever, but within the context of the album, it adds so much.
Yeah.
Like the music adds so much to the lyrics.
Which is something I appreciate about like the project, because individually each aspect isn't necessarily mind-boggling or like brilliant or whatever, but together they're more of a sum than their parts, and I appreciate that, like separating the lyrics from like the instrumentals, or even just picking apart different aspects of the instrumental. Like they're nothing, it's nothing crazy going on, but it works in a way that is really, really just pleasant, and like it feels, yeah, like what you said, it feels like home. I remember like there were just days I'd just be walking, like during the summer I discovered the album. I'd just be walking, just having this thing looping over. Like every day I'd leave my house, I throw the album on, and I just walk as the sun's setting, you know, and that was just kind of like part of my routine. And just particularly to like the bigger ones that like would bring out kind of like that feel, like No Praise, Life Without Peace, and Open Wound. Mainly Open Wound is like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. But that's just that's like my favorite off the album. But there's also another album favorite off a different album, but we're not talking about the album now. So, you know, honorable mention,
Yeah.
Pale off of you know, From the Leaves of Your Garden, but we're not talking about that right now. So
Yeah.
we'll forget about that one for now.
Modern color.
Yeah, I heard you mention Keepsake, the next track.
Keepsake's good.
Yes, it starts very like, you know, chill.
Mhm.
You know, we got the ambient buried vocals, and then it's just like, I think this one was my favorite on first listen.
Yeah.
And then that reverb that they use on like everything makes it sound like you're in a big room listening to a band play in an empty room.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're the only person that
There.
came to the gig, and it's just like, I don't know.
But they're happy to
Still
have
playing
you.
their
know?
hearts out for you, though.
Yeah,
it's just
it
like-
sounds
it's
like,
like-
your friend, like, just like, yo, come out to my gig.
Come out
you
to my
know?
gig, bro. Yeah, and this one just has like a lot of like, it's all right, bro. You can chill out now vibes. Especially right after like Wool, a man screaming he wants to disappear. It's like, you know, let's just relax for a bit. Let's relax for a bit, you know. Just pull up, and it's like, yeah.
I definitely like to point to this one as the first like real moment of any sort of calm on the album.
Oh yeah.
Because this thing is pretty pedal to the metal from start to finish, but like this is the first moment of like, yes, this is sort of just kind of like calm. And this one also had a great example of the build throughout the song reflects the lyrics. Like another thing that I really like is the idea of using the same lyrics again,
Mhm.
but slightly modifying them as you go throughout the song.
Yeah.
Like, I always love it when a artist does that, because it just kind of, what you didn't say the first time says a lot more the second time, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fact, like just this lyric, Shadow, hurt myself to watch you grow. He doesn't say hurt myself the first time.
Yeah.
When he says that line, but he says it the second time. And like, I love the simplicity of the lyrics here. Like, I like that as the track progresses, the lyrics slowly kind of become more panicked and
Yeah.
desperate,
Yeah.
and the track itself does too.
Yeah, the drums turn up at the end, like,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like progressively degrading, which I guess relates to the entire idea of a keepsake, you know? Like, you're just there, something that you hold on to that maybe you shouldn't. You know you shouldn't, but you just need a sense of connection to past events. And as that thing starts to fade, so does like your perception of the events that have occurred, you know? Like, because your memory degrades and just time progresses and progresses, and that little thing that you kept, whether a letter or a stamp, you know, little figurine, starts to break down too. But yeah.
Kind of tough. The intro reminded me of When It Rains by Paramore. I don't know.
It does give off
just
Paramore
did.
vibes. Like the drums, the intro drums give off pop punk vibes.
Yeah.
See, the vibes that I got from this track more than anything else was just your very classic Midwest emo kind of vibes.
Midwest
Like
emo.
like your American football,
American football,
kind of
yup.
like you're never meant. Yeah, like with the like really simple lyrics and like all that stuff where it's just you're not saying much, but like it's like one of those.
It's what
things
they're
where
not
if you're
saying, bro.
stoned and you listen. It's what they're not.
the
No,
notes
like
they're
for
not
real.
playing.
Yeah, bro.
Shout outs to
Jazz.
John Mayer,
Shout out.
who said, "It's not the notes you play; it's the notes I play."
It's the notes the audience plays.
Right? So it's not about what he's saying, it's about what we're saying in response, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, so true, bestie.
Yeah.
Hey yo, John Mayer's woke.
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh.
John Mayer's a trip, and so is this album.
Honestly. Oh my
I got so lost in this track, like I was just staring at the ceiling, yo. That's most of this album until
Yeah.
like they start screaming. And I'm like, oh, where
Even,
am I?
okay, like that's like before you get desensitized to screaming, yes. But like Mal, if you listen to a lot of stuff where there's a lot of screaming, when they scream is when you just get lost even more. Like, ah! Yeah, bro.
That's very true. Because
Sometimes
it's
you
just
gotta
somebody's
scream.
outpouring of their soul.
Of
and
their
you're just
soul,
like,
yeah.
"Mm,
You're just like, you know what, bro? I feel that. Like I just
Yo.
like, oh my gosh.
yeah, it's just like I am drinking the screams and they
Yo.
are soup.
Especially when the
Oh.
screamers of a band have like terrible form and their voice cracks mid scream, like that stuff freaking hits, bro. It's so good. It slaps so hard.
My mic definitely peaked just then. I didn't get a chill.
Swallow the mic.
Yeah.
I gotta get that mic peak. We gotta get our mic peaks in for the episode.
Oh wait.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
No.
one, bro.
I'm not gonna have fun with that after this.
Yeah.
I'm a peak the mic real quick. BRB.
Okay. You do
Yeah.
that.
Let me go peek them.
Let's go to not here. The best way I can describe this, the way my brain processed it, was like you're on an alien spaceship and like it's like an alternate dimension where the Ramones are like a scream band, and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah.
This track had my
Yeah.
favorite lyric
I
on
don't
the
know why I
whole
got
album.
Ramones vibes.
I don't know why, but like this song to me feels like something they put in like the edgy scene of like some hero origin story on a Netflix original series or a CW show, but not in a
Why
bad
is it
way.
Netflix?
Like there's a bad
Like
way
when
for
the
that, and there's
dad
a good way
dies
for
or
that.
something.
Wait, what?
Like when the dad dies or something.
Yeah. When the dad dies, and he's like, it is the main MC's in their bag. They're just walking around. They're pissed off at the world, and there's like cars driving and stuff like that. And the sun's setting and crap.
Stares at the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, this track definitely had my favorite lyric on the whole album. It's a trope that I love. This is actually something that I was thinking about earlier before I was looking at the lyrics to this album. I was just thinking about this trope. The idea, the lyric is getting high just to forget, but I still forget.
Yeah.
And the trope is like, how do I describe this? It's like you say the word twice, but the second time you say it, it's with a negative connotation, and the first time it's with a positive connotation.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
And
a word for that.
Probably.
There's probably a word for that, like the duality of the word, but it's like they force it right in your face, and I really really like that.
Yeah.
Because of that. And like this one might not be saying much of anything, but
No.
I still love that trope in lyrics. Like it's like my favorite. It's my favorite lyrical trope, and they did it on this album, and I'm like,
Yep.
yay!
And the second half of the track is just so it's so good. It's so good. When they go to the separate yourself, when they hit that separate yourself, like that's the whole second half. It's good. I love that one so much.
Yeah, I low key got a little bit of Rush vibes like from this track, more so than any other track on this album. Like, kind of like going back to some of the Presto era Rush, and sort of, it might have been the guitar tones, it might have been some of the rhythms they were using, but I was getting slight Rush vibes from this. I don't know why, but it was very
Prague.
interesting.
Prague.
Yeah, shoutouts
Shout out
to
to Prague.
Prague. You know who else is Prague?
No. I don't actually. I don't think you need to
Is
tell
it
me.
is it is it Think Floyd?
It is.
A
Yo.
yo.
Yeah, there it is.
Anyway,
Anyway.
in passing,
In
a
passing.
little snack, you know.
You know, it's funny because it's really short. It's in passing from the first half to the second half. I'm gonna stop.
It's a little snack. Oh,
You just got it?
it's the
It's
middle.
the middle, bro.
That's crazy.
This one has like more like
Yo, it's
aggressive
like
math. It's like if math rock was aggressive, just because the weird guitar lines. It's just, but it's a little it's a little nugget of just like chaos for no real reason. But it still hits. And man just like starts speaking in the middle.
I don't know
Oh,
why,
yeah.
but
I
some of-
really
oh, go
like
ahead.
that.
Yeah,
I like the fact that he's just talking,
dude.
and like this is the most nihilistic point on the album, like lyrically,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's just talking.
He's just talking it.
And I think that is the smartest decision that they could have made, like artistically, as
Yeah.
far as the lyrics go.
It's like, you know
It's
what?
so
Here you want
great.
like this depressive truth bomb? Just speak so
Speaks
quietly
it,
behind
yeah.
everything that's deteriorating, but you're so calm about it. It's so good. And there's
But even here, like they hit this duality with the lyrics,
exactly.
right? Where they say just accept that my life is meaningless, like a beautiful blur or something.
Yeah.
And like this, and later in the album, they hit that sort of same duality, but with a different thing. They say later in the album, they say the beauty suffocates you,
Yeah.
and that sort of positive negative kind of thing where it's like you take something that you would think is negative, and you put a positive adjective, and
inverse.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I guess you could say the beauty took their breath away.
Yeah.
But tis.
I mean, even like that's not much of it. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, like bad pun. But like it's a presentation of like the beauty being suffocating is you take a common idiom, you know, that we have of like, oh, you know, or like hyperbole or whatever the heck. I don't even know what that cat is categorized as. Like, I'm not an English major.
No, idiom's the proper word.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
pretty sure.
good. Like I was pretty sure it's an idiom, but like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so like, oh, you know, it's so beautiful, it took my breath away. And it's like, that's great, that's awesome, but the implications of that, you know, if you explore that deeper, it's just you're dying. You know, like
It's so beautiful.
it's so that's just it's literally like you take this thing that everybody praises, everyone's used to, that comfort, that oh, this is such a positive thing, and you just take a spin on that isn't inherently negative, but it's a realistic view of that. It's like yeah, true, it's gorgeous, but it's killing you, like with all due respect, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, my other favorite one of those is when people say, "Oh, you have the Midas touch," completely missing the fact
whole
that
point-
Midas made a mistake.
it was a curse,
The whole point was it was a curse, not a blessing.
not a blessing, bro.
So it's just like people just completely missing the point, and I think unwinding idioms is definitely like a really cool thing to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it always has a weird past, like always.
always.
You're like, what does that mean? Oh, that was the slave idiom. Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of,
Yeah. Yep. No praise.
yeah.
And then
Yeah, no
there's-
praise.
Yes, no praise.
In isolation.
Yes. Yep. Do do do.
That's one of my favorite scream moments.
Of innocence.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scream
I think this
moments
is
on the whole
the-
album.
I think this might be the only moment on the album that I actually understood the
Stood what they were
lyrics
saying.
when I
Yeah.
was just listening
Yeah.
through.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
it was either this or like later in the album. I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
There was just like one moment in the album where I was like, I understand what they're saying.
We got used
But
to the
for the rest of the album, I was just like, for the rest of the album, it's just like,
Yeah. Or like
I
it's
have a
it's
lot
just
of-
screaming that's so like overblown you don't get it, and then like dude's singing.
Articulate
Yeah,
screaming.
this is the only time his screaming is articulate, and when he sings, when the main guy sings, it's like he just keeps his mouth closed, right? Like for like the entirety of this album, his mouth is closed half the time, and it's mixed to a point where like it's behind the instruments, so you're just like dog what? But yeah, You just sitting there like an open wound, bro. I had no idea. Man said he was saying he could make his bed until I looked at the lyrics. Like on my fourth listen, I'm like, that's what he was saying. Okay, cool, got you. But it's just, yeah. This is the most articulate song on the project.
Yeah, that
It's
screaming
so
was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of odd notes for this. Like I have twin AKs on a jet ski. I don't remember why I said
What?
that, but
What?
As in guns on jet
yes.
skis.
On jet skis.
Oh, I feel like you're talking about like you feel like you're riding on a jet ski, just shooting people up with both of your hands.
You're right.
Not even like shooting people, just like I got twin AKs, you
On a
know.
jet ski. I'm living life. This is the pinnacle of existence. It doesn't get much better than this. Oh my
I don't know.
See,
Yo. I don't even remember why
saying
I put
I
that.
got AKs on a jet ski has a similar energy to that whole Lonely Island track I'm on a boat,
I'm on a boat.
where the entire point
On a
is
boat.
they're just on a boat. And like that's the
middle of
entire
nowhere.
crux of their argument.
Right?
On a boat in a vacuum.
Vacuum. Yeah, but this song it kind of slaps though. Like
It kind of slaps. I don't like
when
moshing.
he
but
said I'm bored of my own ways, bro. I felt that. I mean, low key, like that was a good line. You know, it's not clever or anything. It's just like it's real. Like
right.
you get so
Some of
used
the best
to doing
lines are
things
just
how you do
truth.
them. Yeah, right. It's just like I guess that's why this thing kind of hits. Like the lyrics aren't outstanding, but they're honest. You know, and that's like everything has like this rawness to it that is technically this imperfection to it that makes it better. You know, I think that's like one of the things about like
Yeah, it's kind of
shoegaze-esque genres. It's like it's so like the parts that are technically bad make it good. The fact that I can't understand what he's saying initially kind of slaps, and the fact that his vocals are behind the instruments kind of hits. Although I'm not gonna lie, when they in the next project when they mix them properly and you can that you can better understand what he's saying, I appreciate that a lot more, from a listener's perspective. But it's just it's really just ambient, like just noise, but good noise because it's not the best noise. And I'm probably making a fool of myself, but I hope you get what I mean.
no lo-fi rock is a thing, and it's praised for a good reason. Like most of the time when people talk about imperfections making something better, they're generally either talking about the recording quality or the singer's vocals as opposed to the lyrics. But I think that you pointing out like, yeah, they might not be the best lyrics, but they're exactly what they mean to say. I think that that's such a potent point, because
Yeah.
we often apply that to like singers like the two people that popped up off the top of my head are Roger Waters and Will Toledo, Pink Floyd and Car Seat Headrest respectively. But like they neither of them are
Mm.
incredibly gifted singers, but they sang with such emotion that the fact that they weren't good singers, like if they were technically gifted singers,
Yeah,
the projects would feel at a detriment.
it wouldn't hit. Yeah, it wouldn't hit the
Yeah,
same.
it wouldn't hit.
Like the same thing with like just like you take any vocal performance where like you have a singer bend into a note, it's just it feels so different. And like those little moments when like maybe it's wavering a bit or like it cracks a bit, those little things that make it feel human, and that's like those are always the best vocal performances, not always the ones that
Right.
are just like flexing range or how crazy they're moving the vocal dexterity, but just like how raw it feels. And usually, since like that's never really applied to lyrics. Sometimes they are, but like to have an entire album of just like, yeah, this is how I feel. This is how I'm saying it. It makes sense if you read it. If you can hear it, it makes sense. But you might not be able to hear it all the time. And that's just I don't know. That's one of the things I liked about it. And this track specifically it's funny enough because it's probably one of the most relatable tracks on the album. Because I mean, like everybody's grown apart from somebody in some degree. So the most relatable track, most likely, being the one that you can understand the best without having to look up the lyrics. It's kind of cool. It's just a little tidbit I like to point out right there.
No, that's a
Yes.
good point though about like one last thing like about like imperfections in vocals, like because there are the people that like are really good singers and intentionally like waver like Michael Jackson did and like
Vibrato type beat.
Yeah, and then
Some
Adele did
more.
it recently too.
Yo, that moment when his voice like cracked a bit out of my life, bro. I don't think that was
Yeah,
intentional.
he's
I don't think that was intentional.
You don't think that was intentional?
I mean, I know it is, but it just feels like he was
Yeah.
like in his bag too much during the recording. Like, yo, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Yeah.
But yeah, Life Without Peace though.
Life Without Peace. Boom,
This
boom.
one got me lit, the most
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. It's got.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Yeah. It's got. It's just there. Like, it's. I don't know. I don't even know
It's
how
a
to
part
start
of the
explaining
album.
this thing.
It's just a banger.
It's just a banger because you get like this like really just like epic just like do 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 do. You're like all right, okay, all right. And then everything just starts picking up a bit, and yeah, this right here, like whenever I listen to like any project, first I like to just imagine like some sort of like blockbuster-esque film that could be accompanied by this album. And like whenever it's this one playing, it's always like it has to be some movie where there's some great cosmic event going on in terms of like an alien attack or some crap like that. But this is the thing where like the main character, they got like whatever, they got that whole maybe the real powers the friends they made along the way, and then their friend died and now they're pissed. But then all this like stuff just starts crashing out of nowhere, but everything slows down but just enough where you can understand where they're at. And then like the main op is there across the field or whatever, and they're just approaching each other, not in like a JoJo way, but just like a kind of like a
Oh, so you're approaching me?
yeah.
Yes. Now people understand that I'm around Chris a lot, and so these analogies that I bring up
Yeah.
in these episodes that are just so stupid. Like
You can blame me for those directly, and I will take full credit for anything Mal says that doesn't make sense. That seems a bit out of character for him. Is probably me.
yeah, that's true.
See,
I'll
the
take a little
long-winded
credit.
analogies is the reason that Mal is good on this podcast. Like, straight up. Like, your long-winded analogies is what takes the podcast from being good to being great.
Yeah. Long-winded analogies are just
it's
so
not
fun
the fact
to
that
do.
both of us know our theory. It's not the fact that both of us can play at least 2 instruments.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Mal has these long-winded analogies.
Yeah, right?
And they usually make no sense. Like
yeah.
zero. I mean, sometimes they make some sense,
Yeah.
but like, yeah. I think I did a Mickey Mouse
Shoutouts
one
to
and the
Goofy
Fleetwood
dancing
Mac
in
one.
the Sahara.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
no, that's
one.
what I was saying.
It was like Goofy on a farm or something.
Oh my
It was, yeah.
gosh. Oh my goodness.
Doing the hot
It's,
dog.
it,
Yo, his hot dog dance was
no,
goated.
It was
no,
I'm not
fire,
gonna lie.
though.
yeah.
It was some heat.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was some heat. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you.
But yeah. My last note on this one was
Yeah.
that it would definitely be on Quicksilver's playlist.
Oh yes. Definitely.
I just supplement that scene where he's like slow in Days of Future Past.
Yeah, with this
And it's
do
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
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 But yeah, that was my
Yeah.
last thing.
Yeah. And I
Yes,
think
so Proxy Dream.
Proxy Dream.
Oh, unless you had...
Oh yeah, no, I like again, like the dude who screams for this band, like the way he does it isn't like the most technically perfect, and like you can just hear like it trail off at like the end of like every third word a bit, and it just I don't know, it just does something for me. It's so
You're
good.
like, I don't know why, but it hits.
But it is
different.
though. Yeah.
Just hits.
It just be him. Proxy Dream. This
Proxy Dream.
This one is just it's got a slower start. And it's it's got it's like Keepsake energy but different. Because it's not the vocals aren't chill. It's just you're just kind of there, and it's this repetitive droning guitar line and things are building up slowly. It's like you're panicking, but you know you're panicking, but in a manner where it's like, I don't know, it's like controlled panic, and then you finally get that release, and things just boom, 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 and then you finally just get that chill, sort of like everything's moving all at once. It's all kind of weird, all over the place, and then you have this like really just like haunting, just just dude coming in and singing, doing his thing, and it's
Right.
nice.
Yeah, this is another example of them pairing lyrics well with music.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed throughout the album is that they paired the ideas of nihilism with the more calm sections, but then like as as the singer's like, oh, I don't want this to be my outlook. The intensity builds as if there's anxiety surrounding
Yeah.
said nihilism.
When bro finally feels stuff,
and I think that's
it's when it gets crazy.
yo,
Yo.
everyone gangster till bro feels stuff.
What's up, bro? Feels something. Everybody gangster till them emotions kick in.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's how it
Me
be.
when the
This
Benadryl
track,
kicks in.
What?
Benadryl? Why Benadryl?
Why Benadryl?
I was thinking of that meme. Oh heck nah, SpongeBob took 40 Benadryl.
Oh no.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Oh nah, Patrice. They took Patrice's legs.
I knocked my headphones off.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything y'all were saying. Anyway, yeah, I forgot I was listening to this one, to be honest, because I was too busy punching my legs.
What?
You know.
What?
You know how like you're listening to rock and just like boom, boom, boom. You know.
I don't really punch my legs.
Why not?
I just
I don't
if
either.
if I
I
feel
don't
the need to
punch
like
my
move
legs.
aggressively, you just kind of headbang. That's like why it's there.
But I need to channel it into like hitting something. You know.
Just hit some drums. I don't know. Don't hurt yourself, Mal. Come on, love your body. Does
But
a lot,
like
it does a lot for you, bro.
I know, but like it didn't. You know.
Hey, bro. I mean, I
boom,
guess
boom.
nah. I do punch my legs. Not for music. Just like when I'm like freaking out, I start punching my legs so I can ground myself. Anyway, you didn't need to know that. But now you do, fellow list. You guys are not fellow listeners because I don't really listen to pod. Dang. Dang. My bad, y'all.
This man clearly doesn't understand how podcasts works.
Fellow listeners, no, because like, see, if I listened to the podcast before coming on, I could say fellow listeners, but I didn't, so I can't.
That's awfully cringe of you.
It is, and you know what?
Listeners, be sure to continue to listen to the podcast so that you won't be like Chris.
So you won't, yeah. Don't be like me. I'm the example of what not to be. See, if you listen to the podcast, and maybe you'll get invited on here, and you can make fun of me. Actually, please make fun of me. That way, I really forgot what I was gonna say.
That would be
Yeah,
kind of makes me think of spring again.
that was a beautiful segue.
Yo, Spring Again, the guitar lick on Spring Again sounds like a Weezer lick. I kid you not.
Weezer, no Carl.
Like if you listen to like the Sweater song or Say It Ain't So, like that kind of like funky note that both of those songs hit.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
song hits that same note. So it's just like it's really freaking cool.
Dang, you got perfect.
So I was
pitch.
just like,
Wait, who?
no,
Hit that
it's
same note.
I don't think
no,
it's
it's
like
relative pitch.
yeah.
Like same note within the
within
scale.
the scale. Yeah,
Oh, okay, I was about to say. He's like, yeah, I hit the same note. Like, oh,
that moment.
Oh, shoot.
I think relative pitch is just better to have, and I'm not saying that because I don't have perfect pitch and I'm butthurt about it. I mean, maybe it is, but like, cause I don't know, you can like transpose stuff and you can just work within keys better, But that's
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's not something that I always had. It's just came from playing a lot of music.
playing a lot.
Like, straight
yeah.
up. Like, because, like, now I can, like, hear, like, without fail, I can hear the minor 4 chord whenever it is used. Like,
Yeah.
that's my favorite chord, is the minor
yes.
4 in any key.
Yeah.
Minor plagal cadence. It's
Yes,
so
yeah,
good.
minor
so
plagal.
good.
We used to geek about that.
As you should.
Minor plagal.
Somebody I know
Yo, that was a whole
dropped the
bit for
track
a while,
that
yeah.
wasn't that like somebody dropped the track and it wasn't really honestly like my biggest cup of tea because the genre like it just felt like a song that would be on like a Disney Channel original movie, Which isn't,
Hey.
but not in like the good way, kind of like the okay sort of way. It's like when like the main character girl is simping over this guy and she don't like him sort of way, which isn't bad, Like hey, they're doing better than me. They dropped a track. Like I have yet to drop a track on my own. I dropped a track with an unnamed group that will not be mentioned further because
I thought you were gonna say because they got the girl.
because they got the.
If you guys get us to $10 on Patreon, we'll drop the group name.
We'll drop the group name. No.
Wait.
No,
Yeah, 20.
20, bro, just 20. Nah,
All right, guys, that's our 20. That's our $20 Patreon goal.
it's okay though, because we
go
might
sub
change
to
it
the
soon.
Patreon.
So, actually, Mel, we'll work on the name change, and then after they drop the name, we'll change it. So,
Hey, yo.
look, we're 5 steps ahead of you,
I
and then the
like
next $20, we drop that name.
And the next 100, you get to choose.
You get
the
to
name.
choose. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Actually, no, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
That's a terrible idea.
It's like, oh yeah,
Anyway.
the crying babies. What?
This is like the only track on the album that has like any hint of optimism with it.
Yeah, but then it's snuffed out at the end.
Yeah, and that's why I like Open Wound. Like it's like he's like, yeah, it's so easy to just fall back into your old habits. Like, and then he just like is just like, yeah, I'm gonna be sad and isolated again. You only got one moment of hope, and I'm gonna snuff that out. But I do like that they called back to the lyrics of
In passing.
passing, but also the lyric, "How can I be wrong if no one hears me calling out?"
Yeah.
That's a good
That's a
lyric.
great
That's
lyric.
that's a really
Yeah.
good lyric.
And like this track, I really like because of what the drums are doing, in between sections. So like the main intro or whatever, you have this steady 4/4 type pulse going on, but then with the way the hi hats syncopate and the drums syncopate in the second one, it kind of feels like you're shifting from 4/4 to 12/8, which is just like
Oh, are we on Open Wound?
yeah.
Yes.
Yo,
that was so fire. That's why it's my favorite track.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it started, I was like, "Is this John at 6'8"? Yo, I'm about to pee my pants, bro."
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Malachi being a simp for 6'8" is like my favorite thing about this podcast. It's my
Yeah.
second favorite thing about this podcast.
The first being
the Pink Floyd
long-winded.
mentions are my first favorite.
So where?
No, the Pink Floyd. No, the long-winded analogies are the best part of the podcast. The Pink Floyd mentions are my favorite.
Good point. Good point.
Malachi simping for 6'8" is my second favorite.
Yeah, bro.
It's so tough, like.
Yep.
And then it switches to like 4/4, and then back to 6/8. I'm like, yo.
I mean, it's
I'm
technically,
actually
I don't know.
gonna, like, punch
I
my
always, it
leg.
always felt more like a 12/8 than a 6/8 to me, because it's just like steady. It's like because it's all just triplets the entire time, but you still have that 4/4 backing. So it's the subdivision of the 3, but the accent of
I could see that.
yeah. Well,
Possibly.
either way, technically, it's kind of the same
See,
thing.
The way that I feel the difference between 12/8 and 6/8 is 12/8 digs heavier into each like first of the triplet,
Oh yeah.
but 6/8 6/8 has a lurch to it where it feels like 6/8 is definitely the
I always thought of it
kind of tight
like
beat.
it's a 4/4, but every quarter note is like da da da. You know?
Yeah, that's how that one kind of feels, because it's just like it's a 4/4, but then it switches. I don't know. I just love this track, the way the drums work with it, the way they move the rhythm around, and the way it just kind of it feels different. The parts feel different, and the lyrics reflect that a bit too, because it's just
Is
like
this certified thick? I think it is.
I think
I'm
Open Wound is
biased 'cause it's
certified
6/8.
thick.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'm down. I didn't really have another pick for certified thick,
yeah.
and I'm dropping bars, and I'm talking about cars,
Okay.
What?
and I'm making rhymes
And you don't have the
in
time.
6/8 time.
Yeah, of course. There it is. There it is.
Yeah,
There.
because I said I didn't have another pick for certified thick,
Yeah.
so I had to keep
Gotta
rhyming.
keep it going. Gotta just, yeah. Yeah.
Yo, imagine somebody rhymed in 6/8. Anyway.
Okay, actually, Mal, you have to do that now. Like not right now, but
I
just
think-
eventually in some time. I mean, you can rhyme
No,
in
right
6/8.
now.
Oh,
Right
right
now.
now. How would you even do that one?
Right now, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Everybody wanna rhyme in 6/8. I wanna get on this grape. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's free bars. That's free bars right
Free
there.
bars for like any listeners that want to like use that. Please credit Mal in the writing credits. Like, yeah,
That's
pay
free
him or
bars.
anything.
You don't even gotta credit.
Yo, that's free. I don't credit him. Don't credit him, bro. But if they say, yo, that was fire, just point to the podcast.
Everybody wanna get 6/8 on this grape or something. You know, that's
That
bars.
was great, yeah. Everyone would be in 6/8 until they are not that great, because they just have so much hate to delegate and relegate. I don't even know if I use that word right. Probably not. Oh well, whatever. Just
But that is Time Slips By.
Time Slips
Oh
Behind
yeah,
Us.
the album.
That is the album. Time Slips Behind Us. It's
I give it
Yes.
Pretty solid.
out of 10.
I give it a. It's not a phase mom out of. Why am I still here? You know. Actually, no, the other way around. I give it a why am I still here out of it's not a phase mom. Yeah, that's a better rating system right there.
I'd give it a Courage the Cowardly Dog out of the void of outer space.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
I feel that, man. That's so deep.
Yeah, bro.
See, it's not about what I said, it's about what I
It's
didn't
about what you
say.
didn't say. Thank you. And it's not about the notes that you play. It's about the notes
That's
that
a
I
sermon.
play. Okay.
It's about the notes that John Mayer
The John Mayer plays. It's never about what. It's not about what Modern Colored played. Okay. It's not about what the notes they hit. It's not what they said. Not what they didn't say. Not how they said it. Not how they didn't say it. Not how they played it. It's all about what John Mayer played. At the end of the day,
when
it's
John
all
Mayer's
about what
audience
Mother
played.
played. You know what? Yeah.
It's about when John Mayer said, "Why you no love me."
Oh my god.
about.
Why you know love me? I think that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the end. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check out, follow all of our links.
Patreon.
Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter. I don't use the Twitter, but the Twitter is, you can follow the Twitter
If you want. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely. We're about halfway through the guest episodes now. We got like 5 more left. 5 or 4? 5. Yeah, we got 5 more left now, so we're gonna have a bunch more to come. We got some stuff that I'm really excited about. But yeah, that'll be it for our podcast.